Greetings, and welcome to Lotus Hollow. Greetings, everybody. Greetings. Anyways, hi, hello. I am Fire Lotus. Welcome back to another live Witches Chat, and today we're going to be going over one hell of a book list. That are great books for beginners. I'm going to break each book down and why I believe they're a great book for beginners. So yeah, and then just depending on where the conversation goes and all of that goes will be depending on where the live goes. Now I am only going to try to go live on here for an hour. That way I'll still have enough time to eat and everything like that, and then prep for the live on TikTok because holy shit, a lot is going on. YouTube is being stupid right now and not releasing my live for some reason. Also, so sorry if you hear dogs barking. Apparently one of my neighbor's dogs are out. But yeah, hi, hello. I'm Fireless the Witch. I've been doing these for about 4 years now. Believe it or not, it's actually going on 5. Actually here on YouTube, I think I have been on here 5 years. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to go over literally a giant stack of different types of books for beginners on different types of paths and stuff like that. Now, before I go into this, some of these books a lot of people have already hated, but at the actuality, to keep it simple, it has the basic beginner basics that somebody would need to actually start focusing on which direction to go into their spirituality and or witchcraft. Now, with that being said, not all of these books are for beginners. As in, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a seasoned practitioner, you will still get something from these books. I also have to actually create a bookshelf here because I'm tired of running back and forth to go get my books. Anyways, I am rambling. So, I am going to kind of wait for a little bit more people to slightly slide in to see if we can get that. That way I don't have to start this all over again. And as always, my lives will be replayed. And if for any reason they do not show up, it means that, well, I haven't made it live yet. Also, we do have updates. Next week, I have scheduled basically the next 2 Wednesdays of this month. I will be doing podcast episodes. Spiritual Southern Mama, and I hope I say this right, Sophina Talks. Those will be the 2 people that I will be interviewing, and then more than likely I'll be interviewing them those 2 Wednesdays, and then the first couple of weeks of May is when I will be debuting them or releasing them. And then there's another podcast that I will be featured on. On top of that, this Thursday and Friday, I have no fucking idea how I'm going to do this, but I have a shit ton of unboxings to do. One of them was a giveaway that I won. The second one was a person wanting me to test their products. And then the second one is for a shop that I will be talking galore about. That was also sent to me to also help that person with their shop because they are going from Etsy to a full-on website. Still got to send me that calendar hunt. Oh, shit. I thought I did that last night. Sorry. I will actually making a note of that now. And calendar send. The cool thing is, thanks to an amazing follower of mine, I will actually be getting a full-on ring light and stand, or possibly the stand. I don't care either or. Thursday. That should be dropped off sometime Thursday by Amazon, so I'm super excited about that because with this tripod, I will be able to start doing hands-on, like, hand tutorials. Hello. I'll be able to start doing tutorials on like breaking stuff down, and then I'll also be able to start doing things outside, which I'm super fucking excited about. So yeah, things are definitely changing in an amazing way. So yeah, also if you're not on my TikTok, that's okay too. Really quick, I want to put this out there. Due to the weather, my partner's not been able to really work that much, and then a couple other things due to one phone call just came up. So in the next 2 weeks, I will be saving up for $300. So with that being said, any donations or anything like that, you do not have to, but thank you, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and or if you need any type of custom spell work and or any type of oracle reading, hit me up. I will even work with you on the price just because I'm trying to get this money saved up because we have normal bills to pay on top of what was just handed to us. So yeah. that's where I'm at right now. But yeah, also, if you have not joined the Discord already, what are you doing with your life? It's amazing. Like, amazing, amazing. And more amazing things are coming to the Discord. So yeah, be looking out for that. Anyways, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and start. For anybody who slightly tags in, I'm basically going to be going over books for beginners that I have. And I'm breaking some of those down as well. I'm going to tell you the titles and show you the book. Hello! Most of these books, if not all of the books that I'm about to show, if you click my link tree and go to Magical Library, it's basically all the books that I have on my bookshelves. That way you know where to get them and or what they are. So, let's start this out. Actual basic as in just witchcraft, not a specific like Wiccan, pagan, things like that. Now, like I said, a lot of these books have already been bashed by a lot of other creators because not every book is going to be perfect without any, issues or anything like that. So, all right, with that being said, let's start. The first one, The Witch's Journal, and we will work on putting them in the server. Yes, please. Thank you. It's an amazing idea. So we have The Witch's Journal, Charms, Spells, and Protections and Enchantments by Celine Silverwind. Now, the reason I love this book is it's legit got pictures, right? But let's see. Color correspondences, herbs, scents. As a beginner witch, this would be a great book because it literally goes over the basics of the foundation of magic. Now, is all this stuff in here correct? Maybe not. But literally in this book, let's see. Okay, you have magical correspondences, colors, stones, crystals, herbs, the magical of heavens, the moon, planetary, days and hours, when to avoid magic, divine magic, Celtic, Egyptian, Greek and Roman, Chinese, African, Hindu. It's not going over their practices, it's going over the deities in those certain ones of those practices. Again, not every book is perfect. Magic and divinational tools, types of tools, consecrating your tools, candles, athame, wand, chalice, cauldron, broom, mirror tools, unusual items, altars, prepping for divination, tarot, runes, scrying, astrology, numerology, and then it has spells, charms, and potions. Now, when you get a beginner's book, just know that there are going to be some stupid-ass spells in here, but it gives you an idea, right? So we have this book. Okay. Hands down, we have this book. Protection and Reversal Magic, a Witch's Defense Manual. Obviously, this is just something to have on you to learn Reversal Magic and Protection, but if you're just now starting out, this book. On top of that, another great book that's got a lot of issues, but you know what? I like it. It's a thick book. It's really, really easy to read. It's really, really easy to keep up with, which is The Modern Guide to Witchcraft, Your Complete Guide to Witches and Covens and Spells by Sky Alexandra. Thick-ass book. Let's see what we got in here. Contents, Part 1. Welcome to the wonderful world of witchcraft. What is witchcraft? Magic and how it can help you. A constant history of witchcraft in the West, the magical universe in which we live, the elements of the witch's path, gods and goddesses, different types of witchcraft and magic, sacred space, altars and spines, the Witch's Toolkit, Plant Magic, Crystals and Gemstones, and then Part 2, Open the Grimoire, Charms, Amulets, Talismans, Prosperity Magic, Love Magic, Spells for Success, Protection Spells, Spells for Health and Healing, Spells for Personal Power, Malice Spells, The Season of the Witch, and Where Do You Go From Here, and then Index. So in general, it's a really, really great book. Hello, everybody, hello! What other book you had, Journal? Oh, it is the Witch's Journal, Charms, Spells, and Potions and Enchantments. And then we have the Modern Guide to Witchcraft. Is it modern? I don't know, but it's a great way to start. The ADD and me must... Okay, well, putting in the work. Oh, wait. Hello, everybody. Hello. Okay, there we go. Excited. What type of books do you have, Journal? Hello. What are you able to channel? Multiple things. I haven't really tried just yet with channeling. Anyways, another great book if you live in a small town in bumfuck middle of nowhere. And I'm about to explain why I love this book. This book is by Brown Forbes, The Small Town Pagan Survival Guide, How to Thrive in Any Community. The reason this is such an amazing book is because all of the things in here are written in by other practitioners. And in this book, you have, there we go, introduction, popularity contest, making contact, the well-described broom closet, the discount superstore or superstore altar, minimum daily requirements, internet working, finding others of like-minded people online, community building, problems like charities begin at home, the experts speak, afterthoughts, recommended reading, resources, and indexes. You definitely need a book like this in your practice because, well, honestly, it's just a great book. And like I said, all of these things are talked about by other witches in the community. Hello, hello. Now, wait, we got one more. Should I talk about this book? Should I? Fuck it. Here's another book if you can get your hands on it, The Witchery. Is there some problematic things in this book? Yes. Do you have to be feminine to be able to practice witchcraft? No. No, you do not. Still a great book, though. Now that we covered the basics of actual, like, just basic beginners, we're going to get a little bit advanced, but great books to have. The next one, because Essential is Key, Amazon has that book. Yes, most of these books are on Amazon, actually. If not all of these books are on Amazon. The second one, Michelle, I'm not going to mention her last name because I will butcher the name. Michelle, French name. The Psychic Vampire Codex, a manual of magic and energy work. Now you're probably asking me, well, I'm not a fucking psychic vampire. Why would I need this book? Because of the energy exercises. They also have another book that is just called the Energy Codex. The reason this is a great book and or the other one, the Energy Codex, is because all of these books right here, except for maybe the reversal and protection spell, don't actually talk about the energy that you're trying to tap into and work with. And that's one of the biggest things that I have with some of these beginner books is there's not an entire section on how to tap into that energy, because if you're not tapping into energy, I don't know what you're doing. Not saying you're not doing magic, but I don't know what you're doing. This right here is a great way of tapping into that. Not to mention, you may actually realize that you may be a psychic vampire. They're not parasites or bad. Look at psychic vampires like people born with autoimmune disadvancements. Basically, a psychic vampire at the most like mundane definition is a person who was born and their body is incapable of producing the amount of energy that our human meat sacks need to thrive and live. So their bodies have figured out another way to get that energy, whether it's from people, emotions, plant, trees, and everything else in between. So many different types of psychic vampires. Is everything in this book accurate? I don't know. I've had multiple people tell me that she's stolen a lot of other, or they have stolen a lot of other shit. But anyways, it's a great book to have. Now, what about my Appalachia practitioners? Where do I begin on that? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I have the perfect book. The literally all-time to-go-to book. Jake Richards, Backwoods Witchcraft, Conjure, and Folk Magic from Appalachia. Hello. And obviously the second book to this, which would be Doctoring the Devil, a notebook of the Appalachia Conjure Man. These are essential to have in Appalachia practicing magic, because these right here will literally get you to go. With that, I have another one to add, which is Southern Cunning, Folkloric Witchcraft in the American South by Aaron Oberlin. This is just a really, really good book, especially if you live in Florida. You will connect with this, and I am about to also go over what's in these two books. This book is very simple, but it has a lot of great information in it. Now, this also does bleed off in the Crooked Path, kind of. They kind of merge a little bit, which I'm also going to go over that. Okay. Unless I break my window by knocking off a bottle, or knocking over a water bottle. And as you can see, this is one of my all-time favorite books. Yes, I'm that person who highlights shit. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's go into this. So, we have contents for the acknowledgments, the peaceful, the preference, introduction, through the quilting hoop. These roots run deep. land, basically. And culture in Appalachia, stories and superstitions, connecting with the land, ancestor veneration, living by signs and omens, techniques and methods for power doctors. Insomnia. It is an amazing book, and the way that I describe this is imagine you just met a distant cousin and they're walking you through their life. That's how this book is written. Second book, Doctoring the Devil, a notebook of Appalachian Conjure Man. And this is basically a continuance of that one. We have Witchcraft and Conjure in Appalachia, Catching Spirits, Red Roots, Corn and Quarters, Praying at the River, Salt Under the Rocks, A Dime a Dollar, Ain't No Badge That Shines Brighter, Mockingbird, Little Rabbit Skin, there's Balm and Gild, I've Been Witched, Run Devil Run, Conclusion. It has a zodiac signs that correspond body parts, and my all-time favorite, the List of Curios, which is basically literally just things that you can use. And some of these things blew my mind. I'd never thought about using anthill dirt. I never thought about using anthill dirt eggs. So, definitely going to need that book. And to go with that book, Southern Cunning. This will teach you bioregalism and why it is so important to incorporate into your practice. And also teach you the difference between signs, omens, and stuff like that. Also with that, because it does come into the territory of Southern Conjure with Appalachian Folk Magic, Southern Cunning, and the Crooked Path, we are going to have Paper in My Shoe, Name Papers, Petitions Papers, and Prayer Papers in the Hoodoo Rootwork Tradition. Now, in general, this is just a great book to have, and it also goes over so many different types of things. Saturn squares, different ways of writing your petitions and wish spells. Not wish spells, but your petitions. Not to mention, some of this artwork is just fucking amazing. I mean, look at that. So yeah, great book to have on there as well. And then we have I honestly love this approach, but what is known as, and there have been multiple arguments behind this term, traditional witchcraft. Now, with traditional witchcraft, am I saying these are ancient traditions backing hundreds of thousands of years? Fuck no, people, come on. Traditional witchcraft is a specific type of witchcraft that is kind of more, technically it would be more traditional towards the UK, Irish, and Scottish. But there is so much history in this book, it's not even funny. Oh, hello, Mr. Crow. All right, so buckle up because there's a lot in this book. Who's the author of The Witch's Journal? Selene Silverwood. Selene Silverwood is the author of The Witch's Journal. So with this one, again, there's a lot. You have life exercises from the Black Book. The foreword, the introduction, part 1, what is traditional witchcraft? Define traditional witchcraft, the historical development of traditional witchcraft. Part 2, working with magic, magical basics, the traditional witch's tool, the ritual of traditional witchcraft, and then chapter 6, which is spellcraft. Part 3, working with the other world, the witch father and the witch mother, ancestors and familiars and fetches, into the other world. Part 1, 2, 3, 4. Part 4, working with the natural landscape, engaging with the land, plants, stones, and animals, seasons, weather, plants. Part 5, reflecting on the Crooked Path, establishing your own traditions and witchcraft practice. Conclusion, the witch's farewell, and the glossary, biology. And yeah, that's it. And then guess what? There's more. Each chapter has exercises. Part 1, personally define traditional witchcraft, comparing traditional witchcraft and Wicca. Part 2, ethic reflections, candle visualization, manifestation visualization, raising internal power, channeling exercise power for nature sources, projecting magical power, creating a stag, creating a broomstick, hollowing ritual. Simple compass laying ritual. That's basically a traditional witch's definition of saying circle cast, but it's not a regular circle. It's a compass. Let's see. We have inspired compass laying ritual, trending the mill ritual, household ritual, ritual reflection, adaptation of folkloric spells and charms, creating a charm bag for luck, creating a protective witch's bottle, creating a witch's ladder, and creating a poppet for hexes. And then we have meeting the witch father, meeting the witch mother. I told you there was a lot of work. Exercise, ancestor reflection, meeting the ancestors, familiar spirit reflection, meeting a familiar spirit, meeting the fetch spirit, breaking down, a word that I cannot pronounce, but visualization, creating a charm bag for hedge crossing. Yes, hedge crossing. It is different than astral projection. Let's see, hedge crossing ritual, creating a, bio-regional profile. We love it. Meeting the general Loshi and land weights, basically spirits. Creating a fairy wand, meeting the fairy folk, communicating with plant spirits, creating an enchanted stone, shape-shifting ritual. You don't actually shapeshift. Creating a personal seasonal ritual, casting on the wind, binding snow and ice, full moon blessing, new moon banishing ritual, crooked path reflection, formulation a witch's pact, a traditional witch's dedication ritual, hallowing incense, and this is just from the black book, these are recipes, hallowing incense, Sabbath bread, additional charm bag recipes, witch father incense, witch mother incense, spirit offer powder, non-toxic flying ointment. That's extremely important. Most flying ointments do have some type of poisonous plant in it, so always be aware of that. Hexing powder and rainwater infusion for healing and cleansing. And then that's it. Amazing book. People need to write books like this. My book will probably have reflective journal, things like that as well. Now, I do not have the physical copy of the next book that I'm about to say, but Christopher Penczak's Temple of Witchcraft. Book 1 through 4 are the most essential ones. They're amazing. Now, oh, y'all thought I forgot about tarot. I did not forget about tarot. The #1 book you need for anything tarot. And I do mean that. And buckle up. There's a lot. This is Understanding and Using Tarot by Emily Peach. I love that name. It's very simple. What does the future hold in store for you and others? How can you deepen your psychological and spiritual awareness? Try the tarot cards as powerful means to both ends. Learn how to read and use them. Soon you will know the meaning of all the ends in the cards of the major and minor arcana, be able to give readings using spreads that will provide you yes or no answers, forecast the events of a single day and more. Achieve greater insight in the tarot through meditation and visualization. Use the tarot combination with the Tree of Life for further information. Ensure your success with the cards by following a various of exercises. Apply the wisdom of the tarot to your life and share it with other people that you know. Hello, hello, hello. I love that tarot book. Same. Now, I will say it looks advanced, so, like, if you ever get it, please do not be like, oh my god, what the fuck? And there's a lot, so buckle up. Part 1, Tarot and Divinational Tools. Getting started. Using the book to your best advantage. An introduction to minor arcanas, the suit of wands, the suit of cups, the suit of swords, the suit of pentacles. An introduction into the major arcana, signs and symbols, meditation and visualization. Dimensions. We're going into dimensions, people. Part 2, Tarot and the Tree, the New Horizon, that fucking tarot card that I always forget. It's the snake and the two things going in front of it. 3 pillars, 4 wands, 22 paths using the system, moments of truth, and then it has essential readings and index. And that's only part 1, people. I don't know how many parts there are in this entire book. How many parts are there? We love this, though. If you pick up any book and it has other books that you can read and or a biology page, that is what you're looking for in books. Why? Because it shows, 1, that person did research. 2, obviously it shows now you know where to get more books at. Wait, we're not done yet. Because I'm bringing out the biggie and the baddie. Wait, what are you? Oh, shit. All right, we got 2 more books. 2 more books, and then I'll be done with these. All right. If you can find this, yes, this is on Amazon. I would not suggest starting this as a beginner book, but it's definitely a book to eventually get your hands on. And I barely see anybody talking about it. The Goodly Spell Book. Old Spells for Modern Problems. Lady Passion, High Priestess, and Devotee, High Priest, Coven of Oldenwild. Oldenwild? This is the book. There's a lot in this as well. And you're about to see why. All right, we have As Above, So Below, The Art of Correspondences. The two parallels, 4 elements and 4 corners, the 7 planets and their properties, time spells for maximum efficiency, timing spells, the Will of the Year regarding color, and then you have, oh shit, I'm sorry. Part 1, Scopes. Spellcraft, the nature and ancient art of applied spirituality, the hidden history of witchcraft, how the art magic works, what contains a spell, spell work, goodly help for you, your loved ones, and the planet. You can live magic life. Trust your magical instincts. Let your talents and insert guide your spellcraft. Spell ingredients are everywhere. How to find a great magical atmosphere. How to practice ethical magic in the unsocial world. As Above, So Below, The Art of Correspondences, The Will of the Year, Regarding Color, Witches Scrying Over Spilt Milk, The Art of Divination, Elemental Scrying, Omens and Portions, Paper Ball Toss, really good one, How to Read the Past, Present, and Future with 3 Pebbles, 3 Divinations Using a Nutshell Halves, Random Mark Making, and then Divine Divination. We have Divine Numbers, the Magical Counting, the Qualities of Quantity, Murphy's Magic, Mastering the Arts of Opposites, 3 times the Charm, the Ceramic Count of Shepherd's Score, Chants and Charms, the Power of Words, the Magical Construction and Vowels, and Better It Be Rhyme. The Secret Language of Witchcraft, from Abracadabra, Barbous Words of Power, Secret Writing, Letters, Gifs, and Runes, Magical Alphabets, Magical Sigils and Seals, Magical Spells, Singing, Humming, and Drumming Magic, the Magic in Musical Modes and Rhymes, Making Music. Yes, it actually shows you how to make music or how to turn a spell into straight up music. Magical Movements and Gesture, Mystical Dancing, the Spellbinding, the Art of Function and Glamour, the 2 Perfect Pentacles, the Power of a Human Hand, Hands-on Spellcrafting, Not Magic, Stir Up Something Goodly, Kitchen Witchery, Making Poppets, Making Amulets, How to Know You're Doing Spells Properly, the Spell Work Rule of Thumbs, the Rule of 2, the 24-hour rule, and then holy shit, it has an entire thing of spells. To break a fever, promote wellness, summon strength, protection spells. We have attraction spells, discernment spells, concentration spells, repulse spells, to get rid of unwanted guests, to repel jealousy, about the evil eye, to banish bad luck. And then it has, at the very end, glossaries, magical and medical herbs, common craft terms, biology, index, and about the author. It is a 502-page book, but it's fucking filled with so many things. Even each spell in here has a small section below it of verities to where you can change it, but it still works. Amazing book. One of the best books I've ever actually gotten. And now, obviously, y'all know I'm going to show this one. New World Witchery, a trove of North American folk magic by Corey Thomas Hutchinson. Or Hudson. Oh my god, acknowledgements. By the way, this is not a book for like a Sunday reading. This is like a college book. I'm not even joking. We have contents. The list of essential and practical work. Chapter 1, The Crossroads. First, right naming. Chapter 2, Are You a Good Witch? Defining the categories of New World Witchery. Second, initiation. Chapter 3, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, The Call to Witchcraft and Magic. Chapter 4, Killing the Moon. And that actually has an initiation ritual. We have Third Rites, Casting the Spells. Chapter 5, The Lady Heart Worker, Magic for Healing. Chapter 6, Hair, Milk, and Blood. Cursing Magics. Fourth Rite, Second Night, Wonders, Signs, and Tokens, Divination and Fortune Telling. Chapter 8, Bloody Sword and Silver Spade. Treasure Hunting Magic. Fifth Rite, Flight. Chapter 9, Salting Her Skin, The Witch in Flight. That's a very interesting chapter. New World Witchery is great. I love the one. It took me like 3 weeks to get through it, and it's books that you can read 50 times. Yes, exactly, exactly. Mystical chanting works very well. It really does. It really was. I love it. What's the name of the author? Again, I'm also going to link the list to all of these books and all of their authors. And it'll be an Amazon wish list. That way you can just add it to yours. We have, where was I? There we go. Salting Her Skin, The Witch's Flight. Sixth Right, Chewing the Root. Chapter 10, Hidden in Plain Sight, Everyday Magical Ingredients. I love that one. Chapter 11, Root, Stones, and Bones, Gathering Magical Supplies. Chapter 12, Ladders, Dolls, and Bottles, Crafting Magical Objects. Seventh Right, the Familiar. Chapter 13, The Witch's Companion, Creatures and Witchcraft. Chapter 14, The Dark Moon in the Woods, and Diabolical Rumens and Rites. Holy shit, I'm almost done. 8 Right, Hallowing the Ground. Chapter 15, Scratch Above Her Eye, Defending Home and Help from Witchery. Chapter 16, The Devil's Tampering Ground, Magical Spaces and Places in the New World. 9th Right, Calling the Moon. Chapter 17, Topsy-Turvy Days, A Calendar of Bewitchy Days. Chapter 18, At Dawn of the 1st of May, Magic by Hour. 10th Right, Working with the Charm. Chapter 19, Devil's Book and Letters from Heaven, The Written Word of Witchcraft. 11 Right, Necromancy. We love it. Chapter 20, I'm sorry. They are my boys, family spirits, friendly spirits, and folk magic. Chapter 21, The Witch's Ghost, A Haunted Legacy of Magic. 25, Invisibility. Chapter 22, Dangerous Games, Folk Magic, and Modern Times. Coda, The 13th Right, Witches in Popular Imagination for Better Worker Woes, Biology Index. And wait, you thought that was it. It's not. I just realized I lost so many people. I apologize, and thank you for the people that stayed. I'm totally joking. I know people have lives outside of my life. Exercises and Practical Work, Chapter 2, The Folk Magics, The Magician's Notebook, Singing Bones, Ghost Dance, Dirt Under the Nails. I love those sections. Making Your Mark, Dirt Under the Nails, The Calling Circle, The Work, The Witch's Mark, Singing Bones, Dirt Under the Nails, Free Reading, The Work, Singing the Devil's Bones, Chapter 5, The Bloodstopper Charm, Spring Tonic, Fire Cider, love that. The Work, Working the Plants, A Sour Jar, Granny Tucker, Curse and Limits, Candle Wax Divination, The Work, Signs and Omens, and it goes on and goes on and goes on. But this is what we want to see. Why do we want to see this? If you write a book, and if you can, having exercises in each chapter is just like they did in this one as well, and I believe possibly the Appalachian book. It helps us fully understand what we're learning. Excuse me. In Christopher Pinzak's book series, every single end of the chapter, you were supposed to carry a journal with you, because Christopher Pinzak's book is actually designed for a year and a day. A lot of people hate that because they're like, oh, that's Wicca. That's okay. Starting all of this, you need structure. Without structure, you're going to be overwhelmed, get lost, and possibly just put everything down and walk away. You need structure. Tarot for Beginners. New World Witchery said, what's the book's author of the tarot book? Oh, okay. The tarot book is Emily Peach. Emily Peach. No, I don't. I've been looking for forever. Okay, yeah. It's Understanding and Using Tarot. Emily Peach is the author of this. And there are so many other books. Like, this book was sent to me, and it's Protection Spells, Clearing Negative Energy, Banishing Unhealthy Influences, and Embrace Your Power by Anne Murphy Hiscock, author of The Green Witch. It's a great book to have. Now, with that being said, come on. I even have one of these. This was sent to me. Actually, this was given to me on the side of the road, with the cookbook. Can't handle, I have life outside of this. It's not true. Honestly, same. I don't have life outside of this either. um, but yeah, the have I read this? No, I have not. But why do I have it? For one, it shows diversity. I also have a Bible. But it for one, it was also given to me. Here in or in Gainesville, there are oh my God, what are they called? I forgot what they're called. Devotees? Devotees. I hope I said that right. They're devotees and they will go around handing out flowers, books, and like I also have a vegan cookbook, which is very cool. Now there are, like I said, there are books on there like this one that you may not be able to find. This was given to me, so please do not come at me. It is Indian Herbology of North America by Armour R. Hutchinson. Very good book. Not magical, though. More herbal. Now, y'all thought I was done. I'm not. I'm sorry. Y'all started this. I'm blaming you all. Okay. So, what happens if you want to branch out of witchcraft, per se, right? This also book was given to me. It's also on the Amazon wishlist. Dream Yoga, Consciousness, Astral Projection, and the Transformation of the Dream State. This is a tiny book, but I'm telling you now, if you have ADHD, you're going to need a ruler to keep up with it. You know my life is the server. LOL. Really is. And then we have Hoodoo, Honey, and Sugar Spells. Yes, I know, controversial topic. Okay, we're going to take that away, right? This is a great book because it teaches you the actual history of this, right? It also teaches you what you can use in your own craft from taking from this. It really is, and thank you, seriously. But the reason this is such a cool book and unique is the fact that a lot of the actual knowledge in here came from a actual collection that one day I will get my physical hands on, and it'll probably set me back a lot. But you know, we're manifesting for that. So here we go. Yes. No, wait. Where's it at? Silver Wardress adding this perfumes. Okay, no. There we go. Okay. Harry Minston Hat. I'm sorry I butchered that name. Harry Minston Hat is one reason we have such a powerful documentation of hoodoo practices today. He recorded of the spiritual and magical beliefs of African American, resulting in a 5-volume condensation called Hoodoo, Conjuration, Witchcraft, and Rootworking. He began in the 1936 with a wax cylinder recorder device and captured more than 1,600 interviews with Black conjure practitioners in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. Hatt's 4-year project resulted in close to 5,000 pages of detailed spells, tricks being preserved for future study. In addition to the massive work, Haynes' earlier folklore from Adams Country, Illinois, covered many different cultures in one location. He also conducted interviews in the 1970s in Florida as he completed the Hoodoo, Conjuration, Witchcraft, and Rootwork, which finally saw print in 1970. Do you know what I would do to get my hands on those books? Not even to read them, not even to gain that knowledge, to have that in my collection, to preserve work. If you call yourself a witch, that is something, whether you are told things and you remember them, it is up to us to preserve magical practices. Whether that is, I'm not saying practice those practices, and that is what irritates the hell out of me on that toxic ass app, is just like Jake Richards. If he never would have created that book, half the world to this day would probably not even know American folk magic and or Appalachian magic even existed. I'm not saying he's the pioneer that brought it to light, but in a way I am in a modern day time, he is. His books brought it front and center. And his next book that is coming out this August is a book, I believe, if I remember correctly, is 150 years old that he is bringing back with the help, or whatever they're called, by Silver Ravenwolf. She's like, I forgot what it's called, but she's helping him. But anyways, okay, so we have that. And then another great book, Stephen Rose Bird, Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones, Hoodoo, Mojo, and Conjuring with Herbs. I love this book. I kind of love this book. I knew a lot of information in this book already, but it's still a great book to have. And obviously a Blood and Bone. Now, I will state, for any seasoned practitioner, you're probably going to know a lot of the information in this, but when it comes to the baneful meanings of crystals that we use on a regular day basis, I did not know. The herbs, I did not know. It also teaches you so far how to prep and cleanse certain things, animal parts, safely. And then obviously, if you ever come across a Witch's Spell a Day Almanac, this is 2008. This is actually one of my second books. The very first book, it's actually the only Wiccan spell book you'll ever need. It's not the only spell book you'll need, but it's also a great book because why? It goes over the basics of the basics. But yeah, Spell a Day Almanacs, you can always, I still go to this book, as you can tell. It's seen better days. You can also go onto their website, Llewellyn's.com. Yeah, Llewellyn's.com. Or go to Google. As much as I hate Google, go to Google and type in Spell a Day Almanac Llewellyn's. You can go to their site where they have a search bar that any spell that's ever been put in these books will show up on that site. That's where I learned the Hecate Justice spell from. Yeah, that's all of my books. And then this one, if you can find it, I tried putting this on the Amazon wish list. I could not find it anywhere. It is by Silver Ravenwolf, but I have multiple ones of her books. No, there is one book. I lied. There's one more book. Silver Spells for Protection, Silver Ravenwolf. Great information in here. I'm also, do not hold me to this, kind of do. I am also going to eventually start trying to, like, if we can't get PDFs and stuff like that, basically me taking pictures of some of the things in my books and sharing them in the Discord, because just like another secret thing that we're working on, it's not secret, well, it's secret from y'all. But there's another great Discord that we'll be talking about more that has the idea that we all share, which is basically knowledge needs to be addressed for everybody. And I understand a lot of people have different things on like downloading books, but books are expensive. This is $18.99. This is $19.99. This is $27.99. Luckily, I have amazing followers. But I want to be able to share this with y'all because there are a lot of, and I'm quoting the person who we had this conversation with, so no credit towards me. There are so many people that they fall through the cracks due to the fact of finances. Books are expensive. And I believe that knowledge should be free because there are so many great things people can do with knowledge. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what the community is about, is helping each other, giving a safe place for all witches in the broom closet or out of the broom closet, or people that are curious about witchcraft. And I think it's a great thing to do this. So the last book I'm going to share, because when I had to move back to Alabama and I was taking care of my grandmother, going back and forth to UAB in Birmingham, I had a lot of books to read. I didn't have a lot of books to read. So I went back to the basics with this one right here. One of my all-time favorite spells. There are 2 spells in here that I will share in the Discord, because if you're trying to find a witchy friend, there's a spell for that. The Real Witch's Book of Spells and Rituals, Kate West, is the real thing. Her witchcraft is about passion, not fashion. It's by Kate West. It is Wiccan based. That is okay, though. You take the Wiccan things out if you like and hold on to the knowledge. But seriously, this book is hands down, and most books by Kate West, I will state, I love. I love the entire series. The Real Witches. Wait, am I thinking of Silver Ravenwolf? I am. Silver Ravenwolf's the ones that the Cauldron, To Ride a Silver Broom. But in this book, you have 1, Witchcraft and Magic, Rituals and Spells and Magic, Casting a Circle and Other Frequent Rites, moon working, spells and magic, relationships, friends, study, work, career, protection and defense, healing, divination for help in the craft. 6, magical resources. We love it. 7, Sabbath rituals, rites and passages, rituals and intuition. Rituals of basically being invited in. I always have trouble saying that word. Initiation. There we go. Rituals of initiation. Writing rituals and creating spells. Appendix 1, what witchcraft really is. 2, the terms and definitions. 3, further readings and points of contact. And then that is it. By the way, if you did not know, you don't necessarily, if you're a solitary practitioner like basically I am, I was self-initiated in. I self-initiated myself in, and then I turned around and my friend Josh, who we were dating at that point, we were together for a while, we also initiated each other in. I'm so sorry, I've forgotten all of these. I did not respond to these. There's an online course of hoodoo for beginners. Oh, holy shit. Send me that when you can, please. Hello, everybody. I hope you all have a magical... Yes, same. I hope you all have a magical day. Are you talking about a class on hoodoo? Oh, okay. But yeah, there is a self-initiation rite in this. You do not actually have to, like, be initiated in. Are there specific websites you like for magical information? Yes. Actually, I need to write that down. I will actually create a list of websites because a lot of people did not know. Jake Richards has a blog post, and he also has his own store. But first, I need to find my pen because I seem to have lost that. Sharpie it is. List. I definitely will put that together, and I will either post it with this video in the description. I'll post some of those, or I'll post it on the Discord. And for anybody who is not in the Discord, if you still want me to drop you that list, email me, firelotusthewitch@gmail.com. Just put YouTube Live website list. Because I know there's some people who not are in the Discord. That's completely okay too. But I want to be able to still help everybody and keep everything together. I'm also asking if you do come for me for spell work or any type of custom spells or readings. If you still use Facebook, then by all means, book through my Facebook page because it automatically connects to my calendar. If not, email me, firelotusthewitch@gmail.com. Put whatever you're doing, spells, magical consultation, readings. I've been able to keep it way more organized to make sure like I don't miss out because I wish there was an app that connected all the inboxes together. There is not. That is okay. But yeah, and then TikTok decided to randomly take away one of the features they gave me, and it confused the fuck out of me. But yeah, those are books that I still have them, so it says a lot. Not to mention I am a little obsessed with books. There are a lot more other books, so if y'all would like a part 2, let me know, and I totally will. I'll do it tomorrow. Or if y'all just want a full-on book thing. Now, if you do follow me on TikTok, the new list, Witches for Beginners or Witchy Tips, I'm also going to be starting a book recommendation list of all the videos I've done on book recommendations. Because that's how I got a lot of these books. When I first started on Facebook, a lot of my followers would send me these books because I would read them, review them like I do all of them, and then basically also share information. That was one of the reasons. Oh, we have 2 geese out here. That was one of the reasons that I started the Facebook group, Dwellers of the Hollow. That will also that name will also be incorporated into other things that is thus the Lotus Hollow. We'll say different sections of Lotus Hollow. But yeah, there's also, I cannot actually post this on another website because it'll flag it. V Library. V and then Library. I believe it is V Library. Or is it Z? No, it's Z. Z Library online has over 1,000 books on witchcraft, spirituality. A lot of them are kind of older. They have some newer ones. They are PDF format. They also have an audio version. So you may be able to actually find an audio book on that. Again, I am sorry if you are an author. I am not trying to take from you. Not everybody can buy these books. And to me, it's not cool. We need people like if we had all the resources that we have now when I was becoming a witch, holy shit, I would love to see where I would be. But that is also where I gained all of this knowledge from, is not just sticking with one niche. I said, fuck the niches, I'm doing everything. I have read on so many different things. Um, and when it comes to closed practices, obviously don't practice them, but you still need to educate yourself on them. That way, if you do meet somebody or something like that, not to mention learning about other cultures and practices, that should be hands down a number thing. Like one of the things that should be a rule in witchcraft, because why not? Like Appalachian folk magic. Do you know how many cultures willingly came together and exchanged? Scottish, German, Dutch, obviously African American, or African, Haitian. So many things came together. Scottish, Irish. All of these people and these cultures came together and willingly exchanged these ideas. And that's how Appalachian folk magic happened. That's how Southern conjure happened. That's how hoodoo happened. Not traditional hoodoo, the hoodoo that's practiced here. There is a difference between traditional hoodoo versus the hoodoo here. And I was told by multiple people, due to the fact of how I look, I need to say Southern conjure, because Southern conjure and hoodoo, not traditional hoodoo, but hoodoo, are very, very interwoven, just like Creole voodoo or voodoo from the Mississippi River. Not traditional, but it's regional. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And if you go to New Orleans and you go to a voodoo practitioner and you ask them, they're going to have different things. But a lot of these practices where they're saying are closed, they are closed, but a lot of them, and this is not with everybody, but a lot of these closed practices, the oracle, I'm going to say, the spirits that they work with, or the energies they work with, if they identify you and say, hey, you're accepted, obviously you're going to go through an extensive training, but then you are accepted to practice that and be trained under somebody who is also trained. My ex, Josh, where he lives, he recently has been getting into the hoodoo community, and actually two of them reached out to him and was like, look, we dreamed of you last night. You've been chosen. Shit, you've been chosen. So buckle the fuck up and let's do this. So yeah, so remember, just because you see a TikToker or a witch talker online saying something, do research. If you can, go to the source. Find somebody that is, I would consider an elder, someone slightly older, and talk to them and ask them, say, hey, I have questions. A lot of them will appreciate the fuck that you actually came to them from source to ask them. Now, are you always going to get a cheerful answer? No, not really. It depends on who you ask. But there are so many misinformation, because people will see a 60-second video and be like, oh, well, fuck, that's closed. What are they going to do? They're going to start repeating that video, when in reality, it's not. There's been a debate that Appalachia Magic is closed unless you live in Appalachia. That's complete and utter bullshit. Fully bullshit. What do I mean by that? The closed practice aspect of Appalachian folk magic, you're not going to know it. It's not going to be written down. It will be passed down through the family. Now, I used to say a closed practice will not be online because it's a closed practice, but obviously we know that multiple other people outside of those cultures have also tried to capitalize on that. Walking witchcraft. There's a podcast that I listen to that I've talked about before. One of the co-creators of that podcast also wrote American Bruja, or American Brujeria, right? He got shit for that. He got so much shit in that book, or for that book, because they were telling him that, oh, this is stealing and everything like that. He's part of that culture. So, and then, what is it? Babbling Witchcraft? I think it's Witchcraft Babbling. There are two major TikTokers, something Northern Star. They recently did a 2-part episode on gatekeeping, and how bad it is, and how much people get the terms cultural appropriating versus cultural appreciation and cultural exchange. Prime example of this. A lot of people love the Japanese culture, the Chinese culture. I have a very strong connection to both of them, just by I've always, the music, the lore and the legends and the etiquettes that they have, I've always been drawn to it. Does that mean I'm going to go start? No. But what I mean by that is the anime lovers, you get to a point to where I know plenty of people who have literally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars of dressing the styles that they have. Is that cultural appropriating? No. For one, they're not making fun of them. For two, they're not socializing them, stereotypical. Oh my god, brain, work right. They're basically showing appreciation of that culture. They're showing appreciation that saying, oh, I love this. I would love to wear this. Obviously, there are certain things in those traditions, certain clothing and stuff that you really can't because it has a more spiritual meaning behind it, I'm going to say. There you go, stereotyping. Stereotyping or what falls under cultural appropriating, obviously stealing from somebody, but specifically, from my understanding, it's stereotyping it. Like the Native American costumes that all the Halloween store sells, and all other cultures that they sell, it's stereotyping them. It's not true, right? Cultural appreciation is walking into an Asian market and asking, can you show me which herbs are for what? I would love to learn the reason you use this, or Chinese medicine. I would love to learn the ways of doing this. That's cultural appreciation. Now, obviously, a lot of people will see this and like, how the fuck can you talk on this? Because you're white. I am white, but I was also born in America. So I have no idea what's in me. And whatever is in me is, I'm not saying I'm going to claim it or anything like that. But we have to think broader, as in, if you were born here in America, it is a mixing pot of so many different cultures. And a lot of us, they're like pits. It's like not knowing your father or not knowing your mother, constantly wanting to fill that hole. And like I said, when it comes to my practice personally, if I start to do something and my ancestors or spirits are like, no, I don't think so, I'll walk the other way. Also with that, you know how people have the throwing stones or the throwing bones? I have a solution to that. Hold that thought. A little bit of hack. I gotta grab them though. Well, this is my little hack. These are like roots that were in my yard or in our driveway that have been like basically sun cured, and they're very flat, for one. I love the sound. But I'm gonna tip these with bones. Alright, basically like throwing bones. So I'll update y'all. This is why I love your Discord. You talk about so much that people need to hear. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, so if you don't like to go through the process of boiling and curing the bones, like I don't, like we had chicken last night. I have the bones. I just don't feel like, no. There are some things that I just do not like, and boiling chicken, I love eating it. I hate smelling it, and I hate cooking it. So, as I was taking the trash to the road yesterday, my body was like, yo, pick them up. So, we're going to attempt this. I don't know when. Probably today I'm going to attempt it. From what I understand by throwing bones, you ask the question, you throw it, and if they cross, then that's a yes. If they like almost cross, a maybe, and then if they don't, no. But I'm definitely excited. I'm going to eventually add runes with like some gold paint and some other symbols, and it did not cost me a damn thing. I literally walked outside and found sticks. So this is also what we mean by some of the most magical things you could ever find are outside. I was always told that the most magical tool you will ever need is your finger and or your body. And this is what we mean by like, yes, going out and getting a brand new bone set. I understand that. I understand supporting small businesses. I get all of that, but it's not realistic. Not everybody can do that. My way of supporting small businesses is shouting them out on Small Business Thursday. The tarot reader that I recently shouted out, if you want to figure out how that is, just go to my actual YouTube page, scroll over to where I post, and all their stuff is right there. They're amazing at it, and they recently had needed some help, so that's what I did. I shouted them out. Also, if you have a small business and you're in the Discord, drop it in the small business thing. Witchcraft on a Budget 101. Yes, exactly. But that small business section that's there in the Discord, the witchy businesses, I will randomly be picking them and shouting them out on Small Business Thursday here on YouTube and on Facebook and my Facebook. And on TikTok. Kind of has a lot of pagan pagan books of their free list. Kindle. Oh, sweet! Kindle has a lot of pagan books on their free list. See, I did not know that. I have some skeleton keys, and I'm trying to see if I can throw those. Oh, I love skeleton keys. I'm obsessed with them. And yeah, I believe you can. There's another book that I'm going to try to find. I don't know if I still have it or not, because I think I gave it away to somebody. But it's a book of divinations. There are so many divinations. There's a divination type that you can use sticks, popcorn, anything you got. It's kind of almost like the I Ching. It's kind of like that. You're not on TikTok. You can smoke on here. And then I think I'm also going to do a Oracle review and tarot review video. Because I have multiple Oracle decks and tarot decks, and I think that they can also help a bunch of other people out. Okay, so I'll be on here for an hour and 30 minutes, because we just hit an hour mark. I also have to keep up the time. Okay, it's 12:04. That gives me 2 hours. Okay, we're good. We're good. Wish the 50-pack of skeleton keys for like $3. Oh, holy shit! Walks into the office to cast a rune set. Yes! I love it. I love it. I also have a rune set. Somebody sent me a resin set. And I've not used it yet. I think it was Cat. Was it Cat? I think it was Cat. I've not used it yet. I'm excited. I'm also intimidated by it. But there are a lot of things, and Jade, if you will, message me in Discord. That way I have it on my phone, because I need to talk to you about a couple ideas that I came up with, that actually involve other people. So, yeah, got some ideas. A lot of ideas. But yeah, I was like, I haven't done any beginner things yet, so pile of books there. And like I said, there are a lot of things that are coming to our Discord community that is going to be a game changer. Hella. We also, yesterday's live, I want to bring it up in here too. If you've been thinking about making a podcast, remember, podcasters have so much freedom due to the fact that there are no do's and don'ts. Homemade rituals, collecting tiny rocks and paint the rocks runes. Yes, I did that actually. That was my very first rune set, even before I understood what runes were. And if you want an oracle deck, you want to create your own deck, or if you want the psychic cards, because I don't know the other term for them. There are like 7 cards that have the circle, the cross, the star. Those can also help work with your psychic abilities. But oracle cards, get a or with runes, or to learn runes, or to learn tarot cards, get a deck of flashcards, and then just do that. One of my exes taught himself to read and speak Latin by creating flashcards. I'm not going to do that anytime soon. And then I also had another question that was actually recently brought up, and we need to talk about it. It's important. There's this thing, and I've been told it, multiple other people have experiences as well. Can you send it to my TikTok? Yes, if you will, message me. Message me on TikTok. That way I can send it to you, and I totally will. But I'm trying to figure out how to start this off. Okay, so beginners, because seasoned people have already been through this. You will get into multiple situations, whether that is in a ritual setting, whether that is in a coven setting, a group setting, an online setting, or an in-person setting, where another witch will get it in their heads that they know that they are law, like what they do is like law. That's bullshit. If another witch comes up to you and they're rude, now if they're trying to help you, that's slightly different. But if they straight up come up and tell you and be like, you're gonna cause this, or you're gonna cause this, because that's not the correct way of closing the circle, go tell them to fuck right off. At the end of the day, when it comes to your personal craft, there is no right or wrong way of doing it. Now, that gets slightly complicated when you mix in, like, you're trying to actually summon things or older things. That gets more complex because, yeah, you got to be respectful as fuck. But in general, if you're opening or closing a circle or doing spell work online or anything like that, if you share a picture of your altar and everybody's like, oh my god, no, go tell them to fuck right off. You are the person who dictates what your craft looks like. Nobody else. I don't care if God himself showed up on my front doorstep and told me that I was doing something wrong. I would tell him to go fuck right off, and I'd probably meet Satan in hell shortly after that. But nobody can tell you what you can and cannot do. The biggest problem now, before I say this, not all covens are like this. There are some great covens out there. My biggest problem with covens and my experiences with covens or online groups is there's always one or two people who think they can do it 10 times better than you can. 9 times out of 10, when that happens, that entire coven falls apart. Covens are supposed to be like family. You don't fucking try to, like, steal the position, like, no. It drives me crazy. I can't wait for a FaceTime. Remember that I'll see my library. Remember I used to own a bookstore. Oh, that's so cool. And yes, I will try to do FaceTime with you. I'm very nervous about it, but depending on what all goes on, because I do have to go live on TikTok too. But yes, I am excited. But yeah, when it comes to doing things, do not let anybody tell you it's wrong or right. Now, if it comes to actually somebody of that culture or something like that, that's different, obviously. It's also sad that we're having this conversation, that we're having to have this conversation. But yeah, there's really no wrong or right way. If you're going to do something wrong in your practice, normally your guides or your deities are going to let you know that. You do not have to work with your deities. You do not have to work with deities. You do not have to work with your ancestors if you do not want to. And no offense, you're going to be working with your spirit guide whether you know it or not. Everybody has a spirit guide. Some people have multiple spirit guides. So yeah, like there's no wrong or right way. Now, there is important that one of these books, the Kate West book, did mention something very, very important, and not a lot of people are also talking about it. When you do a spell, like the spells you see online, unless it is the community service, and even after the community service ones, I try to post them 24 hours later. The reason this is, when you do a spell, do not necessarily post it online just yet, because some people think that if somebody knows your spell work before it's completely finished, they would be able to basically affect it. Slightly better example of that is certain practitioners will not wear, obviously I don't have a pentagram, this is pink kyanite, pink tourmaline. Why the fuck did I say black kyanite? I mean pink kyanite. Pink tourmaline. But if that was my pentagram, there are some practitioners who believe if they're out in public, especially in the UK actually, they will hide it. The reason is because they believe that basically it's like the evil eye. Somebody will basically taint the magic behind that. I don't necessarily believe that, but with the psychos running around on Witch Talk, it better be safe than sorry. So yeah, but normally you were supposed to wait 24 hours before you mentioned anything to anybody about said working to make sure it fully went through. Now everybody is going to be different. That goes with the ethics and the morals of a witch, and they're all going to be different. It also goes into magic etiquette. There are certain things you do, you don't, stuff like that. But again, not everybody's going to be the same, and that's okay. That's the reason witchcraft is so cool, is because it's literally like everybody's witchcraft journey or magical journey is like your individual book. It's going to have turns, it's going to have oh shit moments, it's going to have plot twists like holy fuck. But that's all part of it. You have to gain experience. In order to do experience, you have to have the witch fells. You have to have the oh shit moments. We're not all perfect. I have done so many spells that never worked. I've done spells that didn't work until 10, 15 years later. Some spells are like that, depending on what you're trying to get through. But in general, stay balanced, as balanced as you can. Stay grounded and stay centered and just stay course. You will have paths that will split into 8 other different ones. That's all part of it. No spiritual journey is going to be straight. It is going to be all over the place. So yeah, but with that being said, I think I'm going to call it for this one. 109, so that's a great time period if people play it back and listen to it as a podcast and what forth and whatnot. But yeah, and if you rewatch this and you have any book recommendations, drop a link, drop the name and the author. Again, this community is for helping, and there's not really gatekeeping. There were some things that I will not necessarily teach certain people due to the fact of, like, I'm not going to teach a person who just picked up a book Witchcraft on blood magic. That's a no-no. Dangerous things could happen with that. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank y'all everybody who liked, shared, comment. Seriously, thank you. Also, we're at 540 right now here on subscribers on YouTube. Holy shit, 540. We literally just broke 500 not that long ago, and now we're almost at 6. Which means if I can keep this up, and if y'all can keep this up, before the end of the year, I will hit 1,000 subscribers, and then we will actually celebrate with that. I don't know how, but we're gonna celebrate. Me and my partner, when we also took the trail. By the way, I did not tell y'all this. There's going to be my first actual vlog, of our nature hike / walk that we took. In that amazing walk that we took, spoilers, we did not actually finish the trail. We ran out of daylight. We did not realize how far. It's 2.5 miles. Together, it's like 4.5 miles, like, round trip. We started out later than we should have. We will be going back. We're actually going to try to start it being a normal occurrence. But I filmed the video and multiple videos, and I'm going to upload them here. It's an amazing place. But with that, we had a lot of conversations of things to come. That's going to be very, very fun because it's not going to be virtual. Well, obviously it's going to be virtual, but it may also be a meetup. Way in the future, way in the future, a lot of things will have to be set up with that, but it's an idea that we're throwing out there. Talk so much, my cigarette went out. But yeah, that's the plans right now. There are so many great things in the works right now, and I'm slowly manifesting them. Slowly. But the reason this is important to hit to 1,000, because once I get 1,000 subscribers on here, I will be able to actually get monetized, which means I will actually be able to get money for the likes, the views, the comments, and the shares. So with that, if anybody watches this, if you catch my TikTok live, if you want to send a GIF, instead of sending a GIF, send the donation, whatever it is, if it's 1 cent, 2 cent, dollar, whatever, send it to the Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. The reason that is because every amount of money that I will be receiving or getting from customers and custom spells and donations and everything, literally in the next 3 weeks, will be going all to the shit that just got dropped on us yesterday. So yeah, and it's very important that I reach this goal. So yeah, and then with the weather that we've been having here in Florida, my partner's a landscaper. You can't landscape when it's pouring down rain. And this week, mostly it's been most Thursdays. Most Thursday it's been so rainy that they haven't been able to work. And then he was in the hospital or the ER yesterday morning because he's got a tooth infection. We got that taken care of. We did get, luckily the fucking antibiotics were actually really cheap. So he's on antibiotics and he's back to work today. But yeah, that's currently what's going on, and I did change my prices, but at this point, if the price don't match you, I will work with that. I will work to get the price that works with you. So yeah. But yeah, with that being said, thank you all so much. I love you all. You're all magical. If you haven't already, join the Discord. What are you waiting for? And if not, that's okay too. If you do want any type of custom spell work, magical consultation, and or any readings, email me at firelotusthewitch@gmail.com and just have the subject reading, magical consultation, or spell work. So yeah, until then, I love you all, and I will see y'all around 2 or 3 on TikTok, TikTok Live. So until then,